Welcome, everybody, to Dan Loves to Chat. On today's episode, we have Leo Schaltz, the co-founder of BonBon, the candy store. BonBon it's crazy to me. Okay, BonBon is a candy store, but it is one of the coolest. It is the coolest candy store I've ever been to. I didn't know someone could make a cool candy store. They do what's called pick and mix, which is a Swedish style of candy. I mean, you've seen it in convenience stores and all over the place, where it's like little bins of candy, and you get a scoop from the front, and you make yourself a little bag. You weigh the bag, and then you get out of there. But something about this store, it is cool. The people are pretty. They make the whole fun, festive thing. You get to sample a lot. It's beautiful, like wood interiors, and for eating candy, it's pretty, like, it's kind of a sophisticated experience, and the hospitality is great. And it really is one of these businesses where, like, I didn't know the candy store could be improved, and it is just so much better. So I'm interested in asking him how he made this really exciting place. So enjoy the episode with Leo Schaltz. I'm here with Leo Schaltz. Would you call yourself, you're a co-founder?
Co-founder, yes.
Co-founder of BonBon.
BonBon.
It started in New York City on the Lower East Side, 2018. Can you give me a little bit of the brief history? Like, you're a Swede.
I'm a Swede, and candy for Swedish people is a big part of life. I mean, especially growing up, it's the sort of as close as we get to a religious tradition. Every Saturday, you get like some money, and then you go down to the store, and then you get your pick and mix bag. And like when you live abroad, it's the one thing that, like, hey mom, can you bring the candy when you come? So it's something that you always kind of talk about, like, hey, we should open a candy store when you're, fucked up or whatever. It's like, yeah, we should open a candy store.
When you're Coke brunching? Do you know that expression?
No, I haven't heard
Coke
it.
brunch, it's when,
It's
when, yeah, you could guess. But it's when people who are on cocaine say we should do brunch.
So I'm not saying anyone was on anything, but definitely it's
When
like
you're-
one of
yeah,
those
yeah.
things that, like, I probably had that conversation 10 times with 10 different people. And then kind of things just worked out. So me, Bobby, and Selim started looking for spaces summer 2017, and then we opened doors on Lower East Side 2018. It's been self-funded, so in the beginning it was just us. It was like a long... The days used to feel like years. It was kind of a long struggle, and then.
But what is a sweet? You said a what's it called?
Pick and mix. So it's, you buy it and then you sort of buy it by weight. So then
Okay.
you have a bunch of bins, and then in our stores we have like 100, 200 different varieties, and then you design your own bag. So like there's no bag on like another one. So,
Right.
It's very individual.
And that is very Swedish aspect of it.
That
the
is
pick
very
and mix?
sweet. I would say so, because like this, you can't walk to a grocery store or even like a gas station without having a small pick and mix station. So
And
it's
those
it's a very
candies
big part of Sweden.
Those candies in Sweden are higher caliber, even at a gas station.
They're all higher caliber. I mean, I don't want to say that all of them are naturally colored, vegan, and gluten free, but most of them are.
Sure.
Certainly the candy that we make ourselves, that's kind of being our guiding light for us. But even if they're not, I would argue that none of the weird dyes are kind of allowed in the European Union to make candy. There's no high fructose corn syrup. It's none of that stuff. So I think on the basis, it definitely is a premium, a better product, and then we've kind of taken the premiumization to the next level by adding this like experience factor to it, and then kind of moving into the production of our own candy. So created a little candy universe.
So we have, there are pick and mix candy stores. There are
But the
even
candy's not
convenience
good.
stores here are kind of pick and mix, right?
For sure, absolutely. But it's just like, it's not like I wouldn't touch that candy. Like I don't want it. Like I remember. I remember seeing it when I was here when I was a kid. I was like, what the hell? Like that does not look nice or appealing. And
Right.
Just never been switched out.
And you said you were in shipping before?
I was in shipping before. I had a company with two friends in Miami, Art Shipping. And that was another one of those times where you kind of, the days felt like years. We did all the moving ourselves. We did all the boring stuff ourselves. And then you just, to just have a glimpse of that. But yeah, no, I learned a lot. I think without having done that, I wouldn't have been able to, make the business plan.
So you guys, it was really your own money that went into this?
Yeah.
Where did you ever think you might be fucked? Like, did you bet the farm?
I mean,
Because you guys were all like somewhat successful before, right?
I'd say very moderately so.
Sure.
I think we were more experienced than maybe sort of successful.
Got it.
But I think we were very confident. Like once we had nailed the sort of the brand identity and the sort of graphics of it and what it was going to look like, it's like, oh my god, like I wanna eat the logo kind of. And then we know that the candy is good. We know that sugar is sugar. So there was definitely some cautious confidence. Yeah, and then like that's why we worked. You know, we worked every day, so we didn't like no sort of unnecessary costs associated at all.
And what is Swedish candy manufacturing like? Like, are all the candies coming from one purveyor, or are they how many?
No, so in Sweden there aren't that many like true factories left. Like everything else, they've kind of been outsourced to sort of cheaper countries. There are, however, a couple smaller ones in Sweden, and then there's a very large one of the sort of better ones in Finland that's kind of, you know, counted Scandinavian and kind of provide a lot of candy, you know, for our stores and to Sweden. But where we make our own fish, it's kind of like a microbrewery for candy. Like it's to a large extent handmade.
You call it fish, or just the fish?
I mean our
specifically?
fish, our candy fish.
Got it.
Our candy fish and our Pippi Longstocking corns.
Right. I thought maybe that fish was the Swedish word for all candy. You guys just say that. So starting out,
Yeah.
like, I mean, was it? So you guys just reached out to the big Finnish factory?
We reached out. So when we started, there was a distributor that provided candy to IKEA because they had a pick and mix section.
Yeah.
So we reached out to them for like the first 2 months, and then like, I have a background in shipping, so we can ship it from Sweden and kind of lower our costs. And then we figured that out, and then we sourced out and got closer to the sort of production facility and the sort of the best distributor. So it took a couple of months, but we definitely seeked them out.
I didn't know that IKEA did a pick and mix.
So they stopped during COVID and then never brought it back.
Got it. Were you guys? Did you see that as competition?
IKEA?
Yeah.
No.
Because nobody goes there casually.
No, you don't go to IKEA casually, and there's no experience at IKEA. I think it's like it's an afterthought.
But was their pick and mix good?
No, I think it's the same thing that I discussed before about like the pick and mix in, you know, the U.S. stores that I saw when I was a kid. It's like this is just like stale and old, and there's no one kind of attending to it. Like it's not appealing to me. I wouldn't want to buy it.
Interesting. Okay, so initially, how many sort of candies were you doing at the original BonBon?
So at the original BonBon, I think we had maybe like 70 bins out. But then we would, you know, make a spiel out of it. And I was like, oh, well, actually, I have my private collection in the back. Like, I don't have that many bins or that many boxes of it. But like, would you like some? You take it out. I was like, oh my god, look at this.
You always had.
Yeah. I mean, we had so many different stories for everything. And it's just I would just like, and then in the end, after like you work 10-hour shifts, it's like, I'm gonna have a fucking beer. And then it just kind of makes the afternoon or the evening a little easier. And then you go really into full like acting mode. And it's like, oh, close your eyes. And like, you know, you're back in a meadow in Sweden in July and just feel the fresh wild strawberries. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, yes, this is so fun. It's like,
holy shit.
Let's turn up the music a little bit. Try this one. And I was like, oh, would you like a glass of champagne? I have, yes. And I think that definitely built some hype around it. Like we had parties at night, like we really did. It wasn't the parties that made us get a bouncer. That was more so the some weird people that came by. But no, we still encourage people to party and kind of turn up the music. We don't encourage drinking at work. That was kind of limited to the first year or two.
Right.
Yeah, times were different.
Okay, and so you had a schmoozy, a way of being
Oh
fun.
yeah, I mean you have to, because like you have to make this as fun as we can, because the days are long.
And is that how it's done in Sweden, or was that
No,
just you guys
no,
being
that was
New
and,
York
and
City slickers?
that was New York City slickers. I definitely give a lot of credit to my co-founders from sort of having, I mean, especially Robert being like a door guy for a long time, working in nightlife. You have to kind of come up with some characters to kind of keep saying, because like you just standing there for a long time.
Yeah.
And then it just became a fun thing, and then we kind of challenged each other. I was like, hey, well, who can talk the most romantic about this candy, and like how can we convert people who don't like salty licorice to licorice lovers? Like, oh, we have a gateway licorice for you, and then just
That's a big thing, right? The licorice conversion.
huge. It's yeah. I don't. Most Swedes definitely. I say 90% are crazy for licorice. And so we had to make our own. It can't say it sells as well as the sour fish, but it's definitely my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. So did you learn like a lot of those sales tactics at that point, like of how to really?
Oh yeah, I mean we they were self-taught, and I'd say the boredom and the alcohol helped. Like they fueled each other.
So do you guys teach employees that kind of?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, because we're so many now, we're not as involved with training them. But like we have weekly meetings with the team, and we try to instill that. And we're really, really lucky, because we do not only get a lot of just sort of fun, goofy young people, but a lot of them are like old acting majors, or like, so like they're all like, they're really good at continuing on the legacy of the BonBon experience.
No, I never realized this, but they are fun. Even when I went early on, I would walk in, and it's Scandinavian, so it's a little. You'd think like it's gonna be almost sort of like a Ben Stiller skit, like where they're like, welcome to our store, where they're cold on purpose.
Yeah.
Like they try to make it cool, but they're like, oh, we love that one.
Yeah.
They are fun.
Yeah. No, that makes me happy. We put a lot of emphasis on that. Like that's why people literally come to the store instead of ordering it on Uber Eats or online.
Right.
I think that's a big part of it. So it's important. To maintain that.
Do you notice things about when you walk into other sort of stores or anything? Are there things you notice that you didn't used to notice?
Yeah, for sure.
Like what?
No, I mean, honestly, I think you have pretty low expectations of service in either sort of retail or most restaurants, because you're just like kind of used to it, so you just kind of accepted it. But we really want to, like, no, you come to BonBon, like you do it, the experience, like it's candy. It's candy, so like we really have to make it special. So that's something that I've become really, like, you walk into a store and then they don't even greet you. It's like, well, what are you doing here then? Like, what's the point? Kind of learn from that. But it's really just, it's. I mean, when we interview people, it's like, okay, the job is really easy. Like, be on time, be nice, and greet people, give out samples. Like, that's it.
Yeah. It's not rocket. The job is not rocket science, but
no.
And
also use Slack, but that's separate.
Use Slack.
Yeah.
Do you have? How do you make sure? How do you keep the quality standards up? Like, do you have mystery shoppers and stuff like that?
We don't have mystery shoppers. We do have. I don't want to say we have that many meetings, but we do have regular, like, manager, retail, sort of director meetings. We also have weekly reports. We also like, we're all close to the store, so like we're always kind of casually sort of interacting, walking by, and just like not in a weird way. It's just like Robert lives a block away from Allen Street. I live like 4 blocks away from Lex, and like Selim lives like a couple blocks away from Red Oak. So it's just like natural. I just think it shows that we care, that we're not just like, all right, we're out of here. Like we're still passionate about the success of the company.
Also, the tips thing does it. I mean, people have such complicated feelings about tipping, but the tip thing does help. Like, the more,
absolutely,
the better the experience, the more they're gonna earn.
Yeah. And it's still such a, I don't want to go into like average order cart size or whatever, but if it's like, you buy a bag of candy like $15-20. And I was like, well, sure, I'll tip $3. Like what? It's
Right.
If I got 4 pieces of candy before, like why wouldn't I? I don't know.
Right, exactly. Do you think, I mean, you don't want to get into average bag size?
No, I think it's at the store level, like.
I just hope I'm under.
No, well, I mean the average, like, yeah, I say like $30, $25, $30 on for a bag maybe.
Interesting. So how big is the company now?
So we are almost 160 employees.
Yeah.
That's mainly due to the fact that we have a fairly large e-com and gifting operation that we run out of Red Hook. And then also all stores are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to midnight. There's a lot of shifts to cover because we tend to get busy. Most shifts like 3-4 people. So there's it sounds a lot, but it kind of makes sense when you spread it all out.
And how many stores?
So we have 6. We just started building out our 7th in Greenwich, Connecticut. And then we are doing a store-in-store in September.
You're going back home?
No. Store-in-store in Rockefeller Center.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
A store in store?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a store in in a store. So at FAO Schwartz, they have
got it. A store in a store.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Storen, and I was like, is that a country or a city in Sweden that I
Yeah,
don't know?
no. And they were doing like a
Storen.
special.
Stupid idiot.
I thought my accent was all gone, but I guess not.
No, it wasn't you at all. I just Storen really sounded. Isn't there a place? Isn't there a city somewhere in Storen?
Astoria?
Storen? No. Somewhere in Sweden or Finland
maybe Norway.
or Norway.
Could be Norway.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, fuck, that sucks.
No, but at FAO Schwartz, we're doing like a New York style
That makes sense.
deli salad bar, but like candy
with fish.
With definitely fish.
And what are ways that like is hospitality a Swedish thing? Like, is it?
I wouldn't associate hospitality with Swedish necessarily. I think no. I think that's a BonBon thing.
Okay.
From based on sort of who the co-founders are.
So you would say
as
it's like a real Swedish American kind of.
very Swedish American. Like we've kind of. I think we've blended the Swedish like. Don't be too in your face or like too sales pushy, like a little like distant taking, but kind of paired with an American sort of hospitality and greeting and kind of service mindedness that you don't necessarily find in Sweden. So I think we've struck a balance.
Interesting. Is there kind of ups and downs of service stuff? Like what ways have you attempted to improve the customer experience?
We keep sort of updating. We used to have aprons, specially designed aprons, and then we leveled up to jackets, and then we added a different color for the manager jacket. Then we sort of updated the tongue and then this display section to kind of encourage more sampling and get people sort of comfortable. And then we started telling like you're not actually selling candy. You're hosting some people here that just happens to be a store. And like, please, the store is yours.
Wait, I want to talk about each one of these things. Okay, the apron and stuff. I know I did not realize this, but I noticed. I feel like it's subconsciously people did start feeling more swaggy. In there.
No,
there's like
it happened. I mean, we always had aprons from the beginning, but it was after a couple of years that we made our own like design aprons like BonBon. And then we added the sort of the chef's jackets with like the captain stripes on it, and then the manager has a dark one, I think, and the other staff has white jackets.
I also want to get to that in a second because I feel like the stores have gotten cooler and cooler as they've gone on. But this is actually, thank God you brought this up. This is the thing I'm most excited to ask you. Okay, so you're opening a pick and mix store, right? A pick and mix. Get some tongs. Grab some shit.
Yeah.
Put it in. Grab some candy. Put it in a bag.
Yeah.
Weigh it.
Yeah.
Sell it. Did it work seamlessly at the beginning? Like, was it
for people to understand what to do?
And was there friction, or were there ways that you figured out making it easier?
I think one of the first things that you don't necessarily have in Sweden, maybe it's something that they have now, but at least when we grew up, it was just like the the scoops were kind of a little everywhere, and
Yeah.
then like never really cleaned, or like it was kind of messy. And also us being slight germaphobes and kind of being very conscious of that, immediately we started, it was like, okay, well, these are where the sort of new scoops are, and these are the sort of used scoops, so everyone kind of just uses it once at a time. And then also just the presentation of the candy. We made a big deal when we started that obviously there's a lot of excess sugar when you kind of refill it, and we want it to look premium and fresh, so we kind of have to always make sure that we get rid of the excess sugar, and then we also fluff the candy repeatedly so it doesn't like stick together or get
How do
kind
you
of
get
stale.
rid of the excess sugar?
Like you shake it, and then there's a tray under it, and then you can kind of pour it out.
Did you guys make that?
No, we didn't make it, but we so the bin manufacturer thought of that too.
For you guys?
No, I think it was for like I think they have it as a standard line.
Got it. Okay.
I wish it was just for us, but it's
You
not.
put a patent on that.
Yeah,
But did you start with those?
we started with those, and just made sure that to always fluff. There was a lot of fluffing going on.
Are you worried you're losing the sugar coating when you fluff?
No, there's so much.
So much.
There's so much sugar.
And is there a right way to fluff a bin of candy?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You want to kind of like rotate like counterclockwise, clockwise like this, and then you want to
So
get
you
a
pull
little
the bin
swirl.
out.
You pull the bin out, and then you get a little swirl, but not too much because you obviously don't want to throw the candy out. So there's a technique to it.
So the second I put my spoon or my scoop in a bin,
Yeah.
and I get two pieces of candy that are stuck together, you think somewhere inside me I'm thinking this is a little lower brow, like this is a little more sort of junky? I mean, I think that makes sense.
It's possible that unfortunately happens sometimes because
Well, depending on the candy, of course.
depending on the candy.
Yeah.
Like they are. We've also realized that there's a lot of chemistry that goes into designing candy, especially with the new stuff that we've started doing ourselves, and kind of how just like a different size shape will change the texture of it, and sort of to what extent it's sort of gets stuck to your teeth. Like we can really kind of nerd down on that, and that's something that we've kind of recently learned.
Premium piece of candy does never get
The
stuck to your
premium
teeth.
piece of candy should not get too stuck to your teeth.
Got it.
At the end of the day, it's a gummy. So
Did you
there's some.
did you start with scoops or did you have tongs?
No, we started with scoops.
Always scoops.
Always scoops. If you have tongs, you don't
Yeah.
buy that many. So the staff have the tongs for the samples.
And how did you? Okay, because I feel like, and this is so funny because I'm sorry for anyone that's never been there, but I have my own very personal experience with it. I feel like when I initially went in, and maybe I'm crazy, when I initially went in, it wasn't as obvious to me where to get a scoop and where to put it back as a used scoop, right? And it wasn't like the bag placement and stuff wasn't as obvious. Now I feel like even if it's busy in there, it feels like a very frictionless experience. How did you
No, it's
optimize?
we've that's a very. I really appreciate you saying that, because that is also something that we learned in the beginning. You did have sort of the bags to the walls, and then you had like the scoops right when you sort of walked in, and it wasn't clear at all, especially not in such a wonky store as ours with like a lot of stuff going on in it. So that's something that we definitely McDonald-defied and sort of streamlined. So there's like one counter in the middle that's like the first thing you see, and then it's sort of clearly announced like this is the process, like 1, 2, 3, and like here's how it works.
And so what does it say? What's the process?
I think it says, I don't know if it says welcome to BonBon, but like grab a fresh scoop and a new bag and ask us if you want any samples and go nuts.
I feel like there's always a lot of scoops, and there's like a few scoops in the used one.
Okay.
So it's like that aspect of it makes it clear what you're meant to do. Probably
Yes.
just because you're busy.
Yes.
But like,
There should always be more fresh scoops than used scoops.
do you always make sure to have a couple used scoops in the thing? Like, don't take all the used scoops
So
out.
that's also a very good point. When I was still working in the store, I would always keep like 1 or 2 so you see and it kind of becomes clear. But that's a very good point. I'm gonna hammer home on that. But if now we're still so busy, so it kind of is just natural. That it always is.
How do you clean a scoop? You're really putting those in the dishwasher?
No, I mean we have sinks in the back, and then we scrub them and wash them and rinse them, and then
They feel so generous because they're dry. Nothing.
I mean, it's a premium experience. We have
Yeah.
to. I think it's the least we can do to give you a clean scoop when you're buying our premium candy.
Let me tell you something. One time I went in there were no clean scoops. I took a used scoop.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, customer's always right.
Customer's always right. Okay, interesting. So were there any other McDonald's-ifying things that you guys did? Because I think that I did not do a good enough job at the beginning of this episode, and maybe I'll even add this line.
Okay.
But what I really feel about the business, and like, is that you guys have really figured out how to create this frictionless candy experience. You've McDonald'sified. What other things have you figured out for McDonald's?
First, we used to have liquors furthest up, and now we've moved all the liquors to like one side of the store because it's like not that many people buy it, and then we have to be strategic in the most popular ones that we can't keep up with inventory. It's like you want to keep them accessible, but you also want it to be like a little difficult to scoop. And then
Really?
Like most of our top sellers is no problem, but we have like one or two.
The super sour reds.
Yeah, the super sour. That'll be like, oh, we can't get it for a couple of weeks because the factory's out. And then when we get it, it's like, okay, well now we can't just let someone come in and buy the whole bin.
Got it. You want to make them a little more, you want to create a little friction. Interesting. And so if I want to take a call in a quiet place at BonBon, I go near the licorice.
Yeah.
Do you still want to convert people to licorice? And this is mostly black licorice, right?
Yeah. So I definitely do. We have some collabs coming up that we used to run a soft serve ice cream program, and there we had super salty syrup and like salty licorice flakes, and when you put that in an ice cream. With vanilla ice cream, like it doesn't come, like people actually appreciate it. So I think it can follow a trend of, people being foodies or interested in like trying weird stuff. Like there's no reason why there shouldn't be like a big licorice
Is that what a
movement.
foodie is? I've always thought about this.
I don't know.
Do you think a foodie is someone who wants to try something that they wouldn't necessarily like? Like they want to expand their palate?
A foodie is someone
Maybe that's what they are.
Maybe, but I think it's also just someone who wants people to know that they eat at expensive or eat at restaurants a lot. That's also
okay. So there's a public aspect to it.
Yeah, but I think long term we're gonna have more liquor, like more people converted to licorice.
I'd bet against that.
Yeah,
I hope so. I love black licorice. It's one of my favorite things. I love the weirder the better.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like why would
my counter argument to that is matcha. Disgusting.
But matcha.
But no one drank matcha. No one drank matcha 10 years ago. Licorice, you can. I'm sure you can argue that there's some health benefits with licorice.
I don't think so. I think matcha is an alternative to coffee that is it's caffeine. It's caffeinated, and I think that it probably there are like probably health benefits that people say. I think licorice is still a candy, so it's still for fun. I don't think anyone's like trying to push themselves. For fun.
Maybe I haven't fully cracked it, but I think
you got to make it cool somehow. I mean, I guess if anyone can do it, it's you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then, so the last thing, of the three things that you said, how do you teach someone that the store is a party, like that you're hosting, and they happen to be buying candy rather than?
That's something that we've struggled with. Like it's very difficult to scale vibe and sort of mood, but I think you get a pretty good feeling of a person when you interview them.
Oh, so that's all employees?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also people come to the store, so like you wouldn't want to you wouldn't apply to work at a place where it's obviously required that you're kind of social and vibey and just engaging with customers. I think it has somewhat of a natural sort of selection thing going on, but then also it's very kind of strongly connected to tips, and like tips do make up a significant portion of the wages. So it's like, well, dude, just like give out candy and you'll make more money.
Okay, yeah. So what is sampling policy?
Unlimited. I mean, like no one's gonna sample more than 5, 6, 7 candies, but like, sure, like if someone asks for a 15th sample, then like, okay, well, you're probably not going to buy candy. But like that rarely happens. We've tried to instill, like, be as excited as we are. It's like, oh, you have to try this one. Like, please try this one. And then like after 4 or 5 hours, like, oh, yeah, sorry, I want to ruin your appetite, or like not get a big enough bag. But we really encourage sampling because it's still new to a lot of people, and we do get a lot of new products. Like, we switch things out all the time, so we want people to get the most optimal bag for each and every one. So strongly encourage sampling.
Interesting. So if I'm a new employee, you're say like give them whatever they want and actually encourage them, like beyond being open to me asking for samples, you're actually encouraging me
like,
to try
we
things.
just got this new one in. Like, have you tried it? It's like, no. Oh my god, tastes like a hybrid of that one and this one, and it's pear. Like, when did you last have a pear flavored candy? I was like, oh my god.
I think that you're generally rewarded for generosity.
For sure.
And generosity of spirit, at least, can be something that like really brings people back
Absolutely.
to a place. Like, you can make, even if you break even the first time, you make new customers and stuff like that.
You get a repeat. I mean,
so that's, I mean, I feel like that's something you're trying to instill.
Definitely something we built on, and that's some, we have people that have.
It's easy when you can give tiny little pieces of candy.
Yeah, it's easy, but we have families that like they've grown up with us. Like, they started coming when they were 5, and now they're like teenagers. So it's like, it's cool. So we've really taken that to heart.
Now that you're building new stores, the newer stores you're building are super like cool and beautiful wood and stuff like that.
You.
Like, how do you think about the design now?
So now West Village was the last store to be done, and I think now we've kind of perfected. It can be a little larger than West Village, but we perfected the size. We perfected the sort of the interior design. So what the future stores that we're building out, we want them all to follow that same pattern and that same interior design. So that it's a BonBon store that you're coming to, and you're always you get the same experience regardless which one you go to. I think West Village, Upper East Side are sort of good examples of what we're going to continue building out.
Is it more expensive to build the stores like that?
No, it's about the same as. It's a little more expensive because it's a little more wood than Allen Street, for example. But we are giving Allen a facelift.
Are there things that you've turned down to preserve the brand identity?
Yeah, a lot. Like, we get requests all the time, and a lot of them don't work at all. Like, it might be, even though we're not political, but it might be something that like really doesn't feel good. Or just another brand that is just like, okay, well, we're not going to do a collab with a weed brand, or like we're not going to do like that doesn't really feel natural, or it feels a little forced. So when we did the
sure
collab
you got
with
some big weed offers.
Yeah, no, we get a lot of like, also just like, Howard, what are you thinking? Like, no, like, we're obviously not going to do that. But that's why Tory Burch felt pretty natural. Like, the colors were the same, the vibe was the same, kind of accessible, affordable luxury, if you will, and sort of the color scheme worked well. So that's a very cool collab that we're very proud of. But now we're quite choosy.
Yeah, interesting. So now, what's it like building out packaged, like, your own products?
It's very interesting. The candy manufacturing business is fairly old school, and some sort of have proper contracts, some have sort of less proper contracts. Also, really feels like I'm back in school. Like, when you're at the factory, you have to wear like full gear, protective, and then you just kind of see it's like you're in a chemistry kind of lab. So it's been quite the learning experience. We're very grateful that we have such good partners that kind of have expertise in the fields that we don't.
Are there any? When did you first start selling something in a package?
Our own fish, I think, was November 2021.
2021?
Yeah, and then we had the sour wild strawberry fish, so we could only afford to make one SKU, and we couldn't make that many. So that we walked around New York City and reached out to hotels and tried to get it into stores.
Oh, got it. And that one was that was something that was a candy that was already being made in another factory, or was
So
your own modifications?
the base, like the cornstarch, the sugar, everything that kind of binds it together, like that base exists, and then we design the shape, the mold of it, and then we decide on the color and the sort of aroma composure, like how much raspberry, how much wild strawberry, how much this and that, and then so the base is not ours, but sort of the candy is ours.
And that was made where?
In Sweden, outside of Malmo in the south, where my two co-founders are from.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Like it's very cool. I'm very, very, very grateful to be a part of that process too. And then like we get to design candy. Like it's pretty cool.
And now, how big is the packaged business getting?
So we project that this year it's going to sort of outgrow our retail business.
No way.
Which has historically been the biggest. Yeah.
Oh, soon you'll get bought by a large distributor, and then you'll have to find another job.
Yeah, maybe.
So obviously, this was a business. Kind of to wrap up, like this was a business that you didn't know going in. Like how do you feel like you're different now from doing this as opposed to kind of finance or shipping or something like that?
Oh, I'm a happy person. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like can you imagine like designing candy and like going to a store and like not having to pay for candy and just like being around with a bunch of young, fun people who just want to work in a candy store? Like I'm so fortunate. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's easy to still be so involved, because like I don't want it to go away. Like
right.
We've almost like built up this like world of sort of nostalgia and youth, and also with like Sag Harbor, we got an apartment for everybody. It's like, oh, let's do a summer camp for like people so they can like go out work for a week. And it's just like, well, obviously we're not going to do that because that'd be like weird. But it's like we've created this world of like
Candy family,
and it's like so cool. But we can't really be a part of it because we're still like the owners and like much older. So it's like it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. And then, so like going forward, are you excited about, because candy stores is fun.
Yeah.
Packaged goods is not fun, but maybe big money.
So we're still, as I said, we're going to open at least 2 more stores this year, and then we're probably going to continue opening stores next year in a different sort of capacity.
Yeah.
But I'm super passionate about
Packaged
goods, building out BonBon as a CPG brand, and we're actually launching potato chips.
What?
Yeah, made on at the island where my family lives, where the limestone and the soil is very rich, so the potatoes are spectacular. And oh my god, they're being flown over so we can bring them to Expo West in like a week and a half. So
You haven't tried them yet?
Yeah, I know I've tried them, but like not in the finished
packaging.
And yeah, no, I'll send you some.
If you were to launch in like bigger box stores at some point, would you have like some of your fun employees going to do samples in the stores? Like, have you thought about that kind of thing?
Absolutely.
Would you put on your old actor hat again?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Taste the rainbow or whatever you guys are saying?
I did a sampling in Austin not that long ago. I think it was like maybe it was 2 years ago. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Okay. One quick note on that. Like when you're doing, can you, will you ever, if an employee is going crazy with the descriptions of like picture yourself in it, will you ever say it's too much or?
No.
They could go minutes.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
No.
Got it.
We encourage the
when you do trainings, do you
oh yeah, play
practice?
it out. Like, yeah, absolutely.
And
play
people
out.
Go crazy?
I mean, they're just like, what? No, I don't think they go crazy. It depends who I'm doing it for. Like, it's also, all of a sudden, you're like twice as old as some of the people working there, and then like you just naturally make them uncomfortable. So like, there's
it's
a
like
way
me on
to
dating apps.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Okay. So what's that like? Like, are you when you get someone that's excited to be there but kind of shy?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm training right now. I'm an employee.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm sampling this. So, well, just picture it's crunchy, it's delicious. Is that good?
No, but also don't overdo it. Like, do what you're comfortable with.
Okay.
Like, well, this is my favorite because it's crunchy and it tastes like strawberry. Do you want to try it?
Yeah.
Like, everyone doesn't have to, go full political.
Right.
Fire
Full
speech.
Shakespeare or whatever.
Yeah, full Shakespeare. Everyone has their own style. The important thing is that you greet people, are nice to people, and sort of are engaging. That's kind of just the guidelines.
So kind of last thing, do you ever worry that the presence of the packaged goods will make it less exciting for people to go into the store?
No.
Never.
No, I think
just marketing.
I think they can coexist. Yeah. I think as long as pick and mix is front and center of the stores, which they'll always be, and we focus on getting our products into other stores, not just our own. I think we'll continue being balanced in our offering.
Yeah. I know you said it's just like you're excited. It's just fun to have a fucking candy store. I mean, that's
and to design candy. Yeah,
design candy. That's cool. Is there any other Is there any other things about it that you didn't anticipate appreciating?
I mean, none of us could have imagined it growing to where it's at today. Like, I thought I was going to be doing it for like 6 months and then go back to my other business. So it's just crazy. Like, we had a very delayed Christmas party on Monday, and it was like over 100 people there, and it's just like
on candy. Yeah.
It's really humbling and so cool. And like, now when we're talking to these, like, I never thought that we'd have BonBon in 50 states, like every state of the country.
Okay, so you have the cart that goes out for weddings and events and stuff?
Yeah.
That's fun.
And also we've made a special shipping box. We can ship it to Miami, or wherever. We've done events everywhere.
Have you guys had any weird stories with the events?
There are all a lot of weird people that come up and ask weird questions. We did an event in Miami like 2 weeks ago, and it's also like people are drunk, and then they just like see people selling. People try to just, and it's one thing if you're like 20 and you're there kind of working and selling candy, and you're definitely not drunk, then it just becomes like a mismatch. But people know what they're signing up for, and obviously sort of events are different than retail in terms of compensation and experience.
Amazing. So if people want to have the candy, go to the store, go to the website, and look out for it in major stores.
Yeah.
And eat black licorice, right?
At least give it a try. If you drink, it pairs very well with champagne. It does.
Yeah. I believe you.
Yeah, I mean, that's a gateway if there's ever one.
What? Yeah, my dad used to like it when it was like in the tin, and you'd like open the tin and it's foul.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I like to work for things.
Yeah.
Black licorice, I feel like is.
No, it's challenging. Like it's challenge your palate.
Oh, I meant to ask you this.
Yeah.
What about like how do you think about how hard to bite into something?
How do you think about how hard to bite into something?
I like candies that are hard to chew. I don't like. That's why I like the really red.
Do you mean when
really
we design them?
Yeah, when you
or
design
just...
them. I mean, I know it's a spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
So we want our candy to be vegan.
Yeah.
And naturally, that is going to, when you use cornstarch or potato starch or like pea protein, it's going to naturally be softer. And from what we've learned over the past 8 years is that there are people like both, but there's definitely more younger social media active people that tend to prefer the softer texture over the ruin your teeth kind of texture.
They're wrong.
Yeah. Okay. There's no. Hey, in BonBon, everyone's right.